It's going.
Can the camera still see humans?
Yes.
Great. Oh, yes. Would you like it if we turned off all lights? Yes. No, that'd be creepy. Monsters, that's what the monsters are.
Scott, do you need my cell number just in case? Probably not a bad idea. Here, I got mine open. What are you at? Yeah, go ahead and enter it, because that sounds on.
I don't think anybody's watching yet, but
3 people are watching.
Be careful with Brian. Nobody liked him as nobody. He had no friends. So.
It's called soccer. Yeah, I appreciate it. 6 got questions. Best forward. So you're there's nothing for you to change right now. So you reset them. Yeah, that's what I said. Right arrow, you reset it to 10 minutes. Look at Spencer's beautiful brown eyes.
This? No, it'll be stationary.
so it's just stay where it's at. What's the so about where Raphael is about the edge of it.
Oh yeah, if you,
Trying to keep myself out of the camera.
I mean, if you walk in, like, up to the front row anywhere in
You're gonna be in
this area, yeah, they're gonna see you.
Okay.
Not that, you're forbidden from doing that, but
I just try to stay out of the camera view.
me too.
So it's nice to go back and kind of see where that camera view is, so I can kind of get that picture in my head. That's the last thing I need is who's that joker?
They can yeah, right.
know I gotta get out of here.
Worst thing ever, a layover in Indianapolis airport. You just listen to Raphael show. There, the monorail at that would make the story even better.
She was none like.
Good evening. Welcome to Shark Tank Grizz Tuesday style. This is Grizz Tuesday. This is our annual day of giving for Franklin College Athletics. If you have not yet given, please take care of that. Pull up Franklin College website, franklincollege.edu. It will take you straight to the Donate Now button. For those of you who are in the theater, there's a QR code on the back of your seats. You can use that to make a donation. Our goal is $100,000 to support our 21 men's and women's sports teams, in addition to athletic training, cheerleading, and esports. So please give today, support our student athletes, all of our athletic programs, a source of pride for generations at Franklin College, and we are so grateful to everybody who has given, grateful to everybody who will give. So tonight, we're about to start the competition for our students, including student athletes, and no one better to take you through this episode than trustee, 1992 graduate, and WRTV personality, the squeaky microphone. Please welcome Rafael Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate your leadership. Come on, you can do better than that. Frank College, 17th President, Kerry Prather. Thank you, sir. I always enjoy doing this, not because I'm told to do this. I volunteer to do this. There's a choice. We all have choices. And I want to thank the development office and their leadership. They always ask, hey, do you mind doing this? I'm like, sure, whatever you need. And that's what the Franklin College Spirit is all about, is as alums, and you'll meet some of our amazing alums here in a second who are judges, we get called upon and we want to do it. And we want to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. Every time I do this event, I'm reminded that I had amazing professors. As you know, I came from the Bronx, New York City, and they gave me as I say often, they gave me the passport to the world. They planted the knowledge that I needed, but then it was my decisions, my choices to take it forward. And every time I see an alum in Indianapolis or as I travel around the state, I get so excited because that alum is always doing better than myself. And that's the point of what we do as alums. We're doing good. You're going to be Brian Epperson and Nicole here in a second. They're fantastic people, right? But those of you who are going to graduate are going to do so much better than us. And that's what we want to see. Because when we see our diploma hanging in our homes, they're pretty, a little dusty, but it's you, the future, who will end up graduating with these amazing degrees, doing amazing things in the 21st century that really excites us. So this is all part of that. So welcome to the Shark Tank. Yeah. So we have 6 amazing teams as we bring you this on Grizz TV right there on this Giving Tuesday. And around the world on this day, still a couple of hours left, people are raising money for their favorite charity or their organization to support their goals and all the things that make them an amazing place. At Franklin College, the dollars we're raising today go to our student athletes, not because we have so many of them and they do so many things. And at Franklin College, whether you play basketball, whether you play football or soccer, or whether you're in the pool, you're an athlete, you're a student first, an athlete second. And that just shows in the number of people whom we graduate, that go to medical schools and pass all their different exams. You're students, you excel so well. So today we are supporting all of our athletic teams and those students who in the classroom do amazing things. You're gonna meet many of them who are in this class. This is many of these young folks that you'll meet today as part of the Shark Tank Showcase, are part of Business Class 102. Is it entrepreneurship, is that correct? So they gave me a script. I don't follow scripts really well, as you can tell, because then they get really long. And so the development team is like, is he on the right page? I am not on the right page. In fact, I don't even know what was on this page. It was lovely typed, big bold letters, but I didn't read any of that because I don't have to. Because when you are a FC alum, you can speak from the heart. You don't need someone to tell you what to say because you know it, you live it, you bleed, right? You bleed Franklin College. Though, amazing work though, ladies and gentlemen. I think you did great work. I'll read it next year if you invite me back. Today, we want to introduce to you a couple of the judges who will be judging you. 6 teams. Each team will have 10 minutes. Don't go over. If you go over, you will lose. You have 10 minutes, 5 minutes to make your presentation, 5 minutes to be asked questions by this extremely amazing team of judges who are here today. Yes, they're here to judge you. Yes, everything you say, every word you take, every presentation, they're here to, are you good? Now they're here to also to encourage you, to give you some advice, so that's a good thing. Then those of you at home, listen, you have a job to do, and those of you here in the auditorium at the amazing historic Artcraft Theater, there's a People's Choice Award, and they're going to bring up a QR code at some point, not right now, but later in the program, you'll be able to vote on your favorite team. And those of you at home as well, you'll see the QR code pop up on the screen. As you know, those of you of a certain age, if you don't know what a QR code is, call your grandchild. They'll help you. It's okay, or call your neighbor. But we'll do a People's Choice as well to see what you think at home, and those of you in the theater. Now, those of you in the theater, by the way, there's also another different QR code because we want your money. This is a fundraiser. We're trying to raise $100,000 tonight, right now, like between now and midnight. So we're not all of you have to give 100,000, but if you can give 10,000, that'd be nice, just in the room alone. But we're trying to, no, I'm kidding about that as well. But whatever you can give, right? And sometimes we have to remind ourselves that giving is about talent and time and treasure. So maybe right now you can't give the $10,000 like Brian Epperson will here in a moment, but maybe you can volunteer. How about a class? Or provide an internship, or maybe give someone a job who's graduating in the class of 22, 23. So let's meet the judges. They're an integral part of this evening's affair. This I will read because I want to make sure that I do this the correct way. Please welcome the amazing Miss Angela Coy, class of 1997. Yes, hey Angela. Angela is a partner at Compass Point CPAs. Congratulations. How are you? You look fantastic. I hate introducing younger alums. I hate them. No, I like you. You're nice. Maybe, I don't know. I went to school with you. So I'm going to skip you. No. This guy right here is an amazing person, does so much philanthropic work around our community. I always love to see you because you're there, you're engaged, and you're involved. Please welcome Brian Epperson, FC class of 1993. He's in wealth management at Raymond James and Associates. And he was a teak, right? That's it, you were a teak. Oh, you're always a teak. Yeah, you could have been a KDR, but that's okay, we're gonna let that go. Please welcome Miss Rochelle Swain, FC class of 2002. Another judge, she's Director of Evaluations with Clifton Larson Allen LLP. Thank you for being here tonight. And then also please welcome the amazing Miss Julie Heath, Vice President for Entrepreneurial Ecosystems with the Indiana Department of Economic Development. Please welcome Julie Heath. As I mentioned, there will be a People's Choice Award. That QR code will come up at the very end for you to vote on as you meet these amazing teams. It is now time to meet team number 1. They will have 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes to make a presentation, then the next 5 minutes for the judges to judge them and see how they do. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 10-minute presentation. So it's 15 minutes? I should have read the script. Yeah. So 10-minute presentation, a 5-minute judgment call. Please welcome now into the Shark Tank, team number 1.
Hello Sharks, thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Cody Samples.
I'm Dawson DeLev. And I'm Ryan Small, and we are Superhuman Athlete, the app that brings the grind to you. As an athlete, there are no greater strides for performance than those made in the off-season. And as an athlete at our level and below, we typically do not have much structure in our off-seasons, leaving us to do our own workouts. Now, we're not talking about your average gym bro workout, slapping some weight on the bar and curling until his sleeves fall off. We're talking about the typical athlete like ourselves who need workout programs tailored to make us the best point guard, wide receiver, or any other position you wish to excel at, the best athlete possible. These athletes need transferable, sport-specific, position-specific workout apps for their off-season training programs.
Many athletes work hard, but they spend their time working hard doing things that are not beneficial to their sport. There are also many athletes that work hard and are willing to be great, but don't know where to start. You typically get this with middle school and high school athletes, as they're just beginning and don't have really a foundation. Another problem you get is with athletes, coaches, and teams when they get to their off season. Especially at our level, there's not much communication, so coaches typically write up speed, strength, and agility workouts and give it to the whole team. This is not beneficial due to the fact that it's to the whole team and not narrowed down to a specific position. So an example of this would be like a wide receiver really shouldn't be doing the same workout as like an offensive lineman.
So that's where a superhuman athlete comes into play. We believe we have created the first transferable, sports-specific, position-specific workout program. We are looking to create this app that gives workouts to athletes specific for their skill and position-wise. We are looking to not only make strong and fast athletes, but better, well-rounded athletes for the position they want to work towards. Our goal is to remove stress and overthinking from these athletes who are trying to get better at their one spot and are struggling to do so. Now let us tell you how this app actually works. First, you'll download our app, and once it is open, you'll create an account. Next, you will be required to enter your body measurements, sports, and position. Then, based on your information, our app will allow you to purchase a monthly subscription to receive exclusive access to your position's weekly programs, or an 8-week overall program tailored to you.
Our target audience is athletes ages 8 to 25. In this target audience, that is 12 million middle school athletes, over 8 million high school athletes, and reaches over 275,000 college athletes. As a team, we promoted this on our personal Instagrams and did a poll. On that poll, there was 243 people that responded, and 195 of them, that's just over 80%, said that they would participate in our service. Also, we created a website, and on that website, we got 129 website visits, and 21 signups. Our main competitors are personalized workout apps, such as Fitbod and StrongLifts. These apps provide personal workouts tailored to your body and fitness goals. However, Superhuman Athlete stands alone in this part of the market. We're the only app that provides a service that is sport-specific, position-specific workouts tailored to the athletes wanting to become the best athlete they can be all around. Not just train their body to look like John Cena or The Rock.
So our number one source of revenue is going to be off of our $8.99 subscription per month. We will also offer like a 5-day free trial to let somebody gauge interest, whether they would actually like it, use it, and continue to use it. And then we also will have a 8-week program service for $49.99. This provides one-time access, but it gives a individual or team an entire 8-week program to look to fulfill. And then we will also have another list of revenue from inline ads, such as text-focused, targeted ads. We're going to target athletes geographically, and we're also going to target them by the sport they play. We're going to have some sort of algorithm that directs ads they can relate to. And then we're also going to have interactive ads like the annoying ads you get on Candy Crush, just to create another income source for us. Our main marketing will be through social media and partnerships with high-profile athletes. Through the use of these athletes, we're hoping that younger audiences will be drawn to our app if they see one of their favorite players promoting our app. We currently have a Facebook and Instagram and are working towards creating a Twitter. Our target audiences for sales will be individual athletes ages 8 to 25, athletic programs and teams, as well as partnerships and advertisement revenue. As far as athletic programs and teams, we're currently working with surrounding junior high and high schools and their coaches to sell and promote our product to give athletes a structured off-season plan.
And for this, we have a lot of goals and milestones. So for the first 18 months, we're hoping to get around 700 memberships and around $65,000 in revenue. Within the first 3 years, we're hoping to get around 2,500 memberships and around $200,000 in revenue. And within the first 5 years, we hope to have at least 4,000 memberships and at least $500,000 in revenue. And we also have a lot of future hopes. The first thing is partner with different supplement and nutrition companies. With us digging into the lifting field and athletes' bodies, we want to be able to hopefully reach out and help them stay healthy. Also in the future, we hope to have equipment available for rent, such as like cones, balls, anything that they need to use to train or lift or get better in their, or to participate in our workouts. We also hope to expand in the sports we provide. As I know one of our sharks would appreciate, we're going to do swimming, hopefully, baseball, and then any other sport you can really think of. We hope to touch around all the sports. We also hope to become highly used by whole athletic programs. What we mean by this is so like high school athletic departments and college athletic departments be the app that they use for all the workouts for all the different sports that they provide. And lastly is continue to partner with high platform athletes So like we hope to maybe get some professional athletes in there, and high name D1 athletes also.
So what we would like to ask for is a $750,000 investment for a 7% stake. And with this money, we want to hire a software developer to create a easy-to-use app and maintain it. And then we also want to hire trainers and coaches to help develop these programs that are specific for our athletes over these sports. And then another part will go towards marketing, trying to get our name out there, trying to get more people to sign up. And we also thought about trying to use some of this money for athletes to promote and endorse us. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll start here with a couple questions. I hate ads, so have you thought of a fee that you can pay to opt out of the ads?
Yes, for sure. We just kind of did the ads, so we another source of annoying revenue. But yeah, in the future, I mean, putting off the bat, we look for an ad-free subscription.
Then on the app, is there a way for me to track my progress? Is there a way for the coaches to access that to see how a team is progressing?
Yeah, so like in there we want to add like a video feature so the coaches know that you're doing what you're doing, and also like plug in so once you provide like what you're lifting, put in the weight you did and see how it progresses each week. The lifting thing we have on there should do like a max out type thing, get a weight, and then they will provide the weight you should be at. So if you can get above that each week, that'll show improvement also. So that's kind of what we would do for that.
And as of right now, there's no endorsements that you have secured for the app?
No.
Okay. And 750 is a 7% stake.
Yes.
Interesting.
Thank you. So you mentioned the athletic programs and teams, and then you have your monthly subscription. How would that work with a school system and a specific team? Would you say each of those people would have to pay that $8.99 per month, or would you give a group discount? How would that work?
Yeah, so that's something we talked about because that's something we look to be a big part of our app. So we don't have it figured out for sure, but we were definitely going to do something cheaper, like maybe a team subscription. But that's hard because different teams have different number of athletes per sport. So that would definitely be something we are thinking about price-wise, but we for sure need that. And maybe something that each person would have their own account, but they would pay just a certain price, and they would get a certain amount of accounts that they can make.
Okay. How are you going to verify for those that are under 18 using the app on the credit card that their parents have granted them access to?
That is a good question. We haven't really got to that point yet, but at that point we were really thinking it was going to be parents. So we figured the parents were going to do that, but that is something we definitely need to look into.
And then, so kind of that connection question, will you be able to develop this so that it would connect with watches or other fitness apps, or even share your progress on Facebook?
Yeah, for sure. That's something we wanted, like, it's what we need. We want a lot of money to get a really good software developer for sure, so we can connect with different apps like at the watch or Facebook, so you can do things like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Hey, great job. Very impressive tagline, bring the grind to you. That's a nice hook. And I appreciate the value proposition being articulated as off-season improvement, as position and sport specific. Have you created any content for the app in advance, like a specific workout to try with a specific sport and position? And if so, have you tested one of those with your user in just to like hand them this content, this workout, and to validate it?
We have not. That is, again, again what our investment was going towards hiring coaches, strength coaches, preferably Division I or higher level strength coaches to help us make that happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just have one question. The renting of the equipment, how are you gonna track when it comes back? Is it better to try to sell the equipment so then it's out of your inventory? You don't have to worry about somebody returning it.
Yeah, so we thought of that, and we were just open to everything, and we were hoping that you guys as investors could walk us through that, and as a team, we could figure out which works best for us.
So I see potential with this. 500,000 in revenue in 5 years is that's the goal right now, right?
That's kind of the projected. It's kind of where you expect to have at least in that amount of time.
All right. Well, for 750,000, I want 80%.
I don't think we can do that.
Thank you. I'm out. Team one. Let's give them a round of applause. As we mentioned, at Franklin College, we have a rich tradition that our student athletes are students. And that was just one team, 5 more to come. We focus on this evening on these young folks because we learned that through teamwork, whatever that team may be, it's all about collaboration. And as we know, as we leave our classrooms and enter, air quotes, the real world, in this era of equity, inclusion, and diversity, and just the world has become so much smaller in our lifetime, and collaboration doesn't matter. And what you just saw right now was just one of the many amazing teams that we hope that as you're watching here in the auditorium, here at the historic Artcraft Theater at home, this is the caliber of young people that we have, people that have been really working really hard to take on projects that have a lot of merit, or could have a lot of merit. And so we hope that you're seeing that value. It's the investment in our students, in our fellow graduating alums that we are here tonight. So far, with your help, we have raised tonight. We began early this morning. I say we, I take the we as if I've been working. It's really been the development team and the amazing Dana Cummings and her amazing staff of Armada that have the energy of a tsunami. They've been working really hard at this. They've helped raise $112,000. Wait, hold on. Breaking news, $121,000 so far. $121,000. Listen, we're trying to raise, I think, $180,000, so we're almost there. The night is young. The night is young. Hit up that QR code. If you're with us on Facebook, you know what to do at home, right? You know what to do. Just go to the website. Easy peasy. $100, $500. Invest. It's about investing. You've seen the caliber of young folks. Every year when I do this, like, wow, it's amazing, the young folks that we meet. We want to thank our sponsors, of course, help us pay the bills. One of our top sponsors is Miller Transportation. They're our lead sponsor this evening. We want to thank them for their partnership and helping us do what we do at Franklin College. We want to thank them. So can we give them a round of applause? Miller Transportation, thank you so much for what you do. This is Grizz TV. This is Giving Tuesday, coast to coast around the world. Tonight we are focused on the best institution in the world, right? Franklin College. I want to thank you again for investing in what we call good old FC. Now please welcome to the stage team number 2 as the Shark Tank Showcase continues. Where's team number 2? Are they ready? Here they come. The judges are ready with many questions. Team number 2.
Hello Sharks, my name is Dane Crick.
Not a tech guy.
Hello everyone, my name is Dane Crick.
I am Zach Fisher. And I am Braden McGowan.
And we are
Career Finder.
So, as I said, my name is Dane Crick. I'm a sophomore here at Franklin College. I'm a business finance major, and I'm a member of Sigma Alpha Epsilon.
Alright, so again, I am Zach Fisher. I am a business marketing major, and I'm also a member of Sigma Alpha Epsilon. And I am Braden McGowan. I am a member of the football team and also a member of Phi Delta Theta. So, the problem that we came up with that we wanted to solve was the current education system. The story really begins with my father, as he is a social worker, as he works with children's services. He comes home a lot and complains about how his younger colleagues are underprepared for courtroom situations, because a lot of the judges are sometimes nice, sometimes very hardcore. And I remember a time he came into the house and started explaining how this one judge was just so hard on everybody, where he just dismissed the entire case for the day. So what we wanted to do was solve the lack of a hands-on education.
So those problems are, students don't really know what career they want to get into. And that can be really hard because you have to go out and you have to pick one subject that you want to major in, or maybe you could double major, but still you tie yourself down to a certain number of careers that fall into that category. And another problem are that students these days, they don't understand how to fail. And failure is how you succeed most in life. We go into a classroom, and if you fail one test, you have to work your butt off the rest of the semester, and maybe you only work out with a C, because that's the best you could do. And then students tend to get burnt out with the subjects that they just thoroughly don't enjoy and they see as busy work, and it causes a lot of good students to drop out.
So our solution, Career Finder, allows students to experience different careers in order to find out what they might want to do after graduation. Things like demos, labs, learning modules, and job shadowing are all things that could help them do this. We allow faster progression than traditional college, and then we create like a simulation in the day-to-day life throughout the program. So our market validation is college students. I have a lot of friends over at Ball State University and Purdue University, as well as Franklin College. After interviewing them personally and in person, we have found that they also seek a program like Career Finder. They want a more hands-on education to where what they learn in the classroom, they can apply to that said career. So other colleges don't really do this, but their students want it. The professional world also seeks this. As I said before with my dad, the demand for better education is there.
We had a meeting with the Dean of Students of Franklin College, and he had made this very clear that this is something that a lot of schools are looking for, and just no company yet has been able to hit it right on the head. And like McGowan has said earlier, the workforce of America has expressed that college students aren't as well equipped for the workforce as they want them to be, and this is something that I think we're going to be able to tackle head on and really make a change in. And this hands-on training will also be able to determine if this is a career that you actually want to go into, and you're not going to waste those young, valuable years in your 20s where you're most receptive, losing that on a job that you either aren't good at or you don't enjoy.
Competitive analysis, as students, as college students, we fully understand what other students are lacking and what we need. We are able to create a more hands-on education and learning environment while being exam-based as well. Other career options are really only trade schools, which with trade schools, they don't allow you to fully experience college. And I think college is such a necessity to life because it's how you grow as a person and how you really find out who you truly are. So with trade schools being trade schools, they lack the atmosphere of actual college. And this is where Career Finder would step in. With normal colleges, we allow them to get the same type of hands-on learning as trade schools while experiencing actual college.
And then here you can see the differences in services that us and our competitors would provide. There are some similarities, but some areas where we would stand out in is we'd have more career options that the students would be able to choose from. And then the other one was they can do our program while still getting a higher education, which can be important because it allows them to do things like sports, maybe they're in arts, and just other extracurricular activities, just like that. And then for training for a specific career, we just, like I said before, the demos, labs is something that our competitors might do as well. And then providing certifications and then on-the-job experience. Okay, and for our revenue model, our main revenue streams would be through partnering with the institutions and then selling the curriculum. Our operations framework would just be, again, just partnering with the schools. And then customer framework, how would we get to them if we can't be there in person? Could be through softwares like Moodle, like we use at Franklin, or just through Zoom.
So our total available market is going to be all college and high school students. And I have this figure valued at a $35,000 tuition fee, and that's how I got those numbers. So all high school and college students, that total market is going to be about $536 billion. Our serviceable available market is people that show interest in us, and we said that could be as little as 1%, but that's still a $5 billion market cap. And our serviceable available market is people that decide to take advantage of our curriculum, and we marketed that at about $500 million. And our partners starting out are going to be colleges. We need to be able to get our name out there and establish credibility. Zoom and Moodle to be able to communicate online with some students, and also our software developers who are going to help us come up with our website. We're going to focus our advertisement mostly on TikTok. You can reach a lot of people and it costs little to no money at all. We're going to offer free week-long trials for colleges to try out and see if they like it and get some more real market feedback and get our name out there, and also college fairs and conventions.
Also, for our marketing sales, we will need to sell first to colleges and then to students, and we understand this. Revenue for schools is about $100,000, and then the revenue for individuals is, once again, about $35,000.
Okay, so some milestones and goals for us is after 5 years of the competent product, we would like to be partnered with 10 schools in every divisional range, which would come out to about $500,000. After 7 years, 50 colleges partnered is our goal, and that'd be about $5 million in our profit. And then after year 10, have our own functional microsite with 2,500 students, which would come out to about $92 million. And then phase 1 would be to develop a beta platform. Phase 2, have an independent platform for anyone can use it. And then phase 3 would be seeking inventors to launch our first new college, which we'd like to, down the road, come up with our own institution for these students.
Yeah, so our goal is to have $500,000 in the first 5 years. And we plan on doing this by expanding our consumer base and gain at least one new partner with a college per year. And our tactics for this, like I said, are TikTok, emailing colleges, scheduling at least 10 new meetings or phone calls with college presidents per month, and encourage referrals. The outcome for this, we expect to get at least 0.01% of the interactions on TikTok ads, and this would increase our consumer base a lot we'd gain a lot of knowledge about us, and we'd create relationships with people, and we would like to see each of our referrals give us 2 leads. So our ask is for $7.5 million for 15% of our company. And that will go towards $2 million for software development, $4 million for hiring and salaries, and $1.5 million for miscellaneous expenses to keep us going. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have a sense of what your first customer testimonial would be? Like, just wave your magic wand and you're talking to your first student who has gone through this experience. What does that student say about what they actually did and that can represent your product / service?
Thank you for the question. I would like to, if I could pick one student, it would be somebody who is in college right now and they're really struggling and they're like, I really don't think this is for me. And then they find us and they're able to come in and they don't have to do all the busy work that comes along with traditional college, and they have maybe 3 careers that they think they're very interested in, and they can come in and get real world experience in those 3 careers, and they can find out what's perfect for them, and they, I don't know, give us thanks for that, I guess.
I think that's really important to be able to find that person, have them go through that type of experience as a minimum viable product.
Yeah.
Because you said you want to do B2B sales first. You're going to sell to colleges first, and then you're going to sell to students.
Yeah, to kind of gain us credibility.
Right. So the problem that you're solving them for the college is that student's not going to drop out because you gave them the option to see their future and see the value of sticking with the college. I imagine the college president or whoever you're selling to is going to be doing the math. Okay, if I can decrease my dropout percentage by X amount, this is how much it's worth to me in revenue. So that's going to be really important for A, your pricing, but B, your sales pitch. So I'd say, think through how to replicate that or create that first customer testimonial, because I think a lot of this is going to anchor on that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I guess my only thought here is, so these classes that you don't like.
Yes, sir.
It kind of flies in the face of the liberal arts education, doesn't it? I mean, that, to me, I look back at all the classes that maybe weren't my favorites, but that helped shape me to be who I am today. I was a biochemistry major that's now a financial advisor. My partner is an English major who's now a financial advisor. We both went to liberal arts colleges. I think that those things that we're kind of dismissing, though, are somewhat important. Although I do see a place for this, I just don't know if I am fully on board with dismissing the mundane.
Yeah, I get that. And that's why, at least for a while, we want to make sure that we're partnering with those colleges, just so we can make sure that we're not counting out those things that you really have to take. But at the same time, I know a lot of people who don't go to college at all just because they're like, I don't have time to go there for 4 years, and they don't really see the gain in that. So I understand where you're coming from, the liberal arts college. I mean, that's why we're here as well. But there's also a bigger market for the latter.
So is this somewhat of I mean, I see this more as a hybrid between a trade school and a traditional college.
Yes, sir.
That's the market we're kind of shooting for. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
On the certifications, what are you thinking? Like, some of the certifications such as trade schools do offer are more hands-on, welding certificates, things of that nature. Are you thinking more software-based certifications or facilitating those more trade school-esque items?
Yeah, so it would be a lot more on the internet. It wouldn't be necessarily a piece of paper saying you got qualified for this or whatnot.
So the big one always is the Microsoft certification. So you would be partnering probably with them to provide something like that, or maybe Wall Street has multiple kinds of programs out there, those kind of items.
Yeah, and we would also like to take it into the direction of maybe once every semester, twice a semester, not even you have to graduate from us, but have maybe a team of lawyers who's looking to hire somebody. They can come in and they can watch you do a mock court case and they could be like, you're ready, we want you now, or hey, you're not ready yet, keep it up, we're gonna look into kind of like a draft, like an NFL draft, and you're in the combine.
Okay, thank you.
So are you wanting trade schools to be part of this or not?
No, this is more of the like blue collar jobs per se.
Okay, I do believe you're missing some trade school type of item here. I mean, I don't do my own plumbing. I don't do my own electrical work, so maybe there is something you can incorporate there. And what about the non-traditional student? The student that takes 2 or 3 years of a gap year and then comes back. What if they don't do TikTok like me? How do you market to them? I am.
That's kind of why we want to do emailing colleges and stuff like that, because if you're looking to go back to colleges, you're going to look into going to a college, or you're going to go to college fairs or conventions like that, and that's why we want to get into that space. But that's kind of how we're looking at that right now, because we're going to offer a program where you can come in at any time. Is that all?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Team number 2, everybody. Give them a round of applause. Yeah. It's hard, right? Talking to the folks in this class before we came out, the teams have been working really hard. This is not something that they just came up with last night. You can see the effort, and making presentations in front of any large group, especially when you have this caliber of people, as judges as well, can be very difficult. So judges, thank you for your insight and pushback and making sure that they know that you're listening, because they spend a lot of time working on these projects. So good luck to the other teams as they come up on board. For those of you who are continuing with us at Grizz TV on this Giving Tuesday, so far we are, is it 50% of our goal so far? We're at 100, I'm old, 122. I think I'm gonna pass my vision test. We wanna thank all of you already who've invested, right? This is an investment. This is not just giving. We invest in people who do great things later on. We wanna thank our sponsors, those folks that continue to pay the bills. We wanna thank, again, Miller Transportation, Indiana Members Credit Union, Timberland Lumber Company, Elwood Staffing, Bischoff Wealth Management LLC for all of their amazing giving and sponsorship of tonight's event and their partnership with the college. Can we give them a round of applause and a virtual round of applause? Thank you so much for that. So judges, I'm kind of curious, while we wait for team number 3 to get ready, there's one mic, just pass it down. Why did you want to do this? Obviously you were invited, and but why did you want to come back? Or why did you just want to be here tonight? Ma'am, you could just take that mic and pass it down.
Sure.
You gotta turn it on first. You're muted. Go ahead.
You know, I think this is where it starts. I think the entrepreneurial mindset, being willing to see a problem as an opportunity to solve, is where it starts, and it's key to our future economy. So I've been tasked with our state's priority around entrepreneurship, and this is the beginning of our talent pipeline. That's why I'm here.
We're happy that you're here.
Twofold. So I deal with business owners frequently as a person who values businesses, but secondly, my firm has a entrepreneurship mindset, so I'm always curious to know how that's being developed within schools so I can see my interns as they come through.
Thank you so much. Mr. Epperson.
Mine's kind of twofold. One, my biggest clients are entrepreneurs that they've worked hard and found success, and I always feel like the college has given so much to me that I feel obligated to give back to the college. So being here for these students that's what it's all about.
That's why you're good people, man. You're a good human. Thank you. Ma'am?
Somewhat the same. I do tax returns for people who are starting businesses every day, so to be able to see the ideas coming forth. But then having a freshman at the college this year, it's kind of cool to be able to come back.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. You have a freshman and a senior. Yin and yang, right? One is graduating, one is beginning. This past Saturday, we across the country celebrated Shop Local. And for those of you who are not business owners, we know that businesses on our main streets really are the ones that drive our local economy. And though it's great to shop at Amazon, I love me a good Amazon. Please just just buy it and it comes to your house in 2 days. It is those local businesses and owners who create something. They're the folks who employ a lot of folks, and then they give back to the high school teams, and they give back to Main Street. So what we're seeing today, right, what we're seeing in this moment, are young folks thinking about how to create something that could be sustainable and then that empowers other people. So that's the amazing stuff. That's what's happening at Franklin College every day. With that, please welcome now Team 3 to the Shark Tank. Let's go, Team 3. You're on stage.
Hello everyone, and hello Sharks. Our business is called Grismart.
My name is Giovanni Sebastian, junior accounting and business management major.
Hi, I'm Diego Duengas. I'm a business management major, and I'm also on the men's soccer team.
Hi, I'm Lucas Stout. I'm a business management major. I'm a sophomore. I'm also in the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity.
Hi, I'm Daniel Mateo, sophomore and a business management major.
All right, before we get into the problem, I'm going to talk about kind of where our idea came from. So from the beginning, we wanted to solve the problem or some of the complications that comes with dining on campus. So what we thought the best solution would be is teach students how to cook. It would be an easy way to help athletes stay healthy, or anyone that wants to stay healthy, learn how to do it. But what we quickly learned after our first round of interviews that it's hard. It's slow, resources, it takes time, and college students don't really have that. So instead, we came up with a new idea, and here it is.
The problem we discovered is that the dining hall is closed at certain hours, as well as having limited food options where it does not satisfy some students. This problem can occur for an athlete who gets out late from practice and is not able to show up to dinner on time. Lucas and I are student athletes where we would get released sometimes late and unable to attend dinner sometimes. I was also a past commuter where sometimes the food would not satisfy me, and I know Giovanni and Daniel can relate to this topic.
So as a commuter student, I know that I really sometimes I don't have a meal plan. I know others don't have meal plans, and I have 2 classes like back to back. They're each an hour long, and sometimes like around 1 I get really hungry, and there's only like a 10-minute time span where I can like find something, but like the closest store would probably be like Walmart. So I'm just hopefully we're trying to create a store that like I can in between 5 minutes I can buy some gummy bears to satisfy my cravings.
So the solution we came up with is Grismart, where students and faculty can go in and shop like a regular store, where we provide frozen food, drinks, and snacks. How it works is students will be able to swipe their student ID before entering the store, purchasing all their goods and whatever they need to take back to bring with them, and then check out at a self-service checkout.
So it's the next slide. There we go. So this is a chart of our early adopters. Our number 1 focus would be primarily college students. And we estimated that there were a total of 940 students, and estimated that 85% would be interested in our company, and 15% would purchase from us. Our second main priority would be faculty. We estimated that there were a total of 200 staff at our college, and that 35% would be interested, and 5% would actually purchase from us. And then our third main priority would be the Franklin College population, basically the population around the college. So we estimated that there were a total of 1,900 around the college, and that 3% would be interested, and 1% would purchase from us. And this number could go up due to athletic events. So our payment methods, our main payment methods can be Ben Bucks. Students can use money that is accompanied with their meal plans to purchase items at our store. The second main priority would be cash cash and card. Students can use cash and card as they would anywhere else.
So marketing and sales. So one of the first steps that we're expecting to accomplish to make our store more successful is to form a partnership with Franklin College, as well as Parker's Dining, and have Grismart be placed in the student center, as that is where we'll generally have our most foot traffic. We would also like to have student congress involved, and with them be able to better market our store not only in the college but also beyond into the Franklin area. And we're also looking into having store representatives to help sell our products and services and to pretty much begin building a good image for the store. For goals and milestones, so some of our goals and milestones through the years is on year 1, we'll have 50% of Franklin College students visit twice a week during applicable months. And applicable months really just means our entire school year, as in the summertime everybody's off, you know, they've all gone home, and the college really just becomes like a sort of ghost town. So going on to year 2, where we'll have 75% of Franklin College students visiting twice a week, and then year 3, where we'll have 85% of Franklin College students visiting twice a week during applicable months. And so what we're really hoping to see here is that as each year goes on, we'll have a higher and higher amount of store visits and hopefully sales.
So our ask and our use of funds. We're looking for a $35,000 donation, and basically we want this to, use as a proof of concept to the school, because they need a reason to do it. They could have done it before, but this would be a big reason to actually start doing it. And that money would go towards providing a space in the student center, making deals with suppliers to get our inventory, staffing, and equipment. That's it.
Thank you. Such a great idea. So have you looked at how other types, so hotels now have something similar. Amazon started their stores out in Washington. Have you looked at how those have been accepted within those user communities?
Yeah, so that's kind of where we got our idea from, is the Amazon Go store. Really just wanted to give students like a quicker option. So we see them be pretty successful and very useful, because like with the hotel idea, you may not have time. It may be like 1 a.m. and you don't have time to go out, or any good restaurants closed. So that's kind of where our idea stemmed from, is that, dining halls closed, you can't really go anywhere else. You don't want to drive, you don't want to go to Walmart. It's very inconvenient, and as well as some international students can't really drive places. I have a pretty good friend on the soccer team who has to get someone to drive him, and what if he's starving at 12 a.m.? No one's gonna want to get up and drive him. So I think this would be a great idea to work on that.
Okay, thank you. And then, so how will your inventory be handled? So you'll have to have staff to stock your shelves and such. How would they be paid? Or are your food items going to be at cost, or what's your markup going to look like?
Ideally, they would be at cost, just to, keep it cheap as possible for students. Obviously, I think what we said was, college students' general net worth is under $1,000. I mean, that's the common term for a college student. So ideally, we try to keep it cheap like that if we can. And then with staffing, we try to, we mentioned partnering with Franklin College. So ideally, we'd have some kind of payment plan with them, with insurance, as well as that. And that's kind of the main idea with staffing.
Okay, and then commuter-related question. Will you have equipment to warm up maybe some food, like say you grab a quick frozen meal or something, or maybe you want a banana plus a quick sandwich or something like that? What are those kind of thoughts?
So we will have like a microwave and also like an oven. I know that we also have a commuter lodge, and that also has a microwave. And then I also know that I guess in the Hoover halls, I know they have ovens as well. So that's kind of our plan if a commuter wants to cook it. But we would also have ovens, so that easily accessible for them.
As a former athlete, I think this is awesome. Great. I see this working with work study students. If we're not wanting to have, any markup on this, what do you see as the hours of operation?
So we kind of said like 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And after that, students can access with their student ID. And then when we have like sporting events, there's gonna be an attendant there letting people in so that they can have access to, like, maybe they forgot like burger buns. We're gonna have them so they can buy it.
I think it was excellent, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would have loved to have a Grizz bar. It would be nice. We want to thank our sponsors overall on this Grizz Tuesday on Grizz TV. To all the amazing partners that are working with the college to make this event. And this is not just a one-day event. This is a continuous partnership that these folks have with us. Transportation, with staffing, FIEA, Insurance Agency, thank you, Timberland Lumber Company, Bishop Wealth Management, and Indiana Members Credit Union. These are all local Indiana-based companies. Please shop local, please invest local when you can. We want to thank them for their generosity, again, for being partners with us, not only on this day, but every single day. Our sponsors, thank you. We also want to thank our donors tonight. So far we have 600 donors that have been part of this Giving Tuesday, on this Grizz Tuesday. We want to thank you all for, again, making that investment tonight as we continue to reach towards our goal of, what is our final goal tonight? 100,000 for this evening, but what's the overall, what's the big thing? I just tweeted out 100,000. What is our big goal for the day? Is it 100,000? Every team meets their goals, so we want to make sure that all of our teams meet their goals, and they're working so hard to, of course, all of these dollars will be to help recruit other students, to sponsor trips that benefit the students. It's all about the students. This is not, every dollar raised will go back to the young people who are looking to do a great thing. We are now getting ready, and by the way, this is the QR code, right? Just lift up that smartphone, point it in that direction, and just give us money. It's that easy. You just want the money. Hey, it's that easy. Dinero is a beautiful thing. We love it, don't we? Please welcome to the Shark Tank team number 4. So, okay, are you? Yeah. Do you want me to help? Okay, do you want me to help you out? Do you want me to? Do you need a backup dancer?
No, I'm okay.
You're good. Okay, because I can do the backup dance if you need me to.
No, I'm fine.
You good? You good? Okay.
Oh, I can
Maybe
handle
go
this.
back out because I thought there was more of you, and I'll just introduce you again.
Okay, it's Peyton Dilk, alright?
Okay, Peyton Dilk. Now entering the Shark Tank, team number 4, made up of one mighty individual. What's your name?
Really? This is just disappointing.
It can be, life can be. What is it?
I can promise you you're gonna remember my name by the end of the night.
I'm going to. Should I explain? What is it?
Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah.
Peyton Dilk.
Okay, I'll do it again.
Okay, you got
Welcome
this.
back from the commercial break. Oh my goodness, we have an amazing team number 4, a mighty individual. Please welcome to the Shark Tank, Peyton Dilk.
Thank you. Third time was the charm. Hello, I am so excited to talk to you today. I am going to follow in Rafael Sanchez. Look, I know your name. All right, I'm going to follow in his footsteps. I'm throwing out the script and I'm talking from the heart. I want to talk to you about this innovative and this centralized website called Helping Warriors of America. But first, let me introduce myself and I'll get it on the first time. So my name is Peyton Dilk. I am a senior at Franklin College. I study philosophy and business. Since a very ripe age, I have centralized myself from helping veterans in any way possible. Whether that was volunteering, coordinating, funding, or speaking in front of hundreds of people at memorials and events. I have helped in any way I possibly could with veteran affairs. So what reached this passion, this is George Cantrell. He is my uncle. He is a Vietnam veteran who has suffered from Agent Orange. Agent Orange has paralyzed him from the neck down to the point where he cannot do anything on his own, going to the bathroom, eating, or even flipping the channel on the TV. His wife, Dreama, had to take care of him her whole entire life. Without the money to have an in-home healthcare aide, she had to dedicate her life to this and was not able to work. So they survived off of his disability checks for the majority of their life, and that was their way of paying for groceries, utilities, bills, and anything else. Sadly, a little over a year ago, George was hospitalized with COVID, and after a few months of battle, he sadly passed away, but the VA hospital took his disability checks as compensation. This left his wife in shambles and was not able to pay any of her bills, and she had to rely on multiple family members. So what we can see from George's story is that there is a centralized problem. So the problem is that there is a lack of innovation, inefficiencies, and there's harmful policies throughout the VA. So we can look at some numbers. There are 18.9 million veterans in the United States as of 2021. Of those 18.9 million, there are 4.9 million American veterans who have a service-related disability. I want to emphasize on the service-related disability because we also have had an interviewee that has shared his story of PTSD. He went to the VA to seek help for his PTSD, and since he had an absent parent as a child, the VA ruled his PTSD as not a service-related disability and as a problem from his childhood trauma. So the VA has a lot of ways of working around deeming it as a service-related disability. So even though there is 4.9 million American veterans that have a service-related disability, there are many more out there that were not deemed service-related. So out of the 18.9 million, there are 107,000 veterans on any given night that are homeless and 1.5 million veterans that are on the edge of poverty. Even with the 4.9 million American veterans that have a service-related disability, not including the ones that were not deemed service-related, there's still 30% of disability claims that are denied by the VA. So the solution is Helping Warriors of America. This is an easy website that is functioning for everybody. It's a fundraising platform and a toolkit available at any time, any day, and it actively seeks donations from organizations such as Legions and reputable hospitals. So this connects veterans with healthcare providers as well for pro bono work if it was available. It's a centralized resource for veterans, so you know where your donations are going to. So how it works is the veteran, the active military member, a family, or a friend can create an application on the website. Once they are approved, they can create a profile, a mission statement, and a goal amount, and then they can share this fundraising platform with all of their friends and family. And then what we will do on our part is we will share this fundraising platform with all of the hospitals, partnerships, and home health care workers to try and get as many donations as we possibly can while also trying to find the benefit of pro bono work. So diving a little bit deeper, since this is a platform that is due with fundraising, there's credit card transaction fees. So we're going to partner with Stripe. Stripe is our processor. Stripe, however, does require a transaction fee of 2.9% and 30 cents additional per transaction. We're going to overall take out 3.1% in a transaction fee, so that's 0.2% that will go towards Helping Warriors of America, and an additional 20% or 20 cents per transaction. But all this money that will be taken out for the website will then be put back into the website to make it better and updates and better software, marketing, reaching out to more veterans that we possibly can. Donations will never expire, they'll never reach a limit. If you pass your goal amount, it will never stop. So we see that there's a problem, we see that we have a solution, but what is the validation? So over a 3-month span, there was 3 interviewing sessions. In my interviews, 100% of the military members or veterans that were interviewed, home health care workers or military family members, 100% stated that there is a systematic problem with the VA. 78% of the military members that were interviewed stated that they would use this website if it was available. The other 22% stated that they were not in a need of funding at this current moment, so they would not see themselves in the future needing to use a fundraising website. 100% of the military families stated that they would use this website, and 100% of healthcare providers that I interviewed also stated that they would provide pro bono work if it was applicable and available. So how are we going to market this? Of course, we're going to have to do targeting video ads. These aren't going to be the annoying ads that are going to pop up when you're playing Candy Crush or you're trying to play a game. These video ads are going to be where you search up a Facebook group or something and then an ad pops up. So if you search up a VA or affiliated website, the ad is then going to pop up on your phone. Or if you're looking at certain groups, then the ad will pop up on your phone. Of course, this website will also be word of mouth. As the applicants start posting their fundraising platforms, it will obviously reach more family and friends. So then, of course, they will see, oh, this is a great fundraising platform. Let's continue to share it and to continue to help out the veterans and the active military members that have risked their lives for us. So the goals and milestones. I would like to see 3,000 applications within the first 2 years and $350,000 raised within the first 6 years. But to break it down a little bit more, year one, phase one, I want the website completely developed and operational, and then I want 1,000 applications. Years 2 to 3, I want to process at least $50,000 in donations and partner with at least 2 hospitals or home health care providers. And then years 4 to 5, I would like to raise at least $350,000 at the bare minimum and increase partnership to 3 hospitals. So my ask and use of funds. I'm asking for a $50,000 funding gift since this is a nonprofit organization, and then I would then use this money to buy software, develop the website, buy the proper technology, market to as many veterans as we can, because on my side, I will be reaching out to the hospitals and the home health care providers myself, but I want to market to the veterans to show them that there is something that can help them with their financial crisis. And then the personal funding will go towards hiring interns to help do the software management, or for lost wages, since I would have to take time off of my current job to help build and update this website. That is all I have, so thank you.
Thank you, great idea. You mentioned the approval process. What exactly are you looking to approve? Is it their status as a veteran or their healthcare need?
So with this website, one of our biggest competitors would obviously be GoFundMe. So the biggest difference between GoFundMe and Helping Warriors of America is that this is a centralized website for veterans, and you want to ensure your donors that their donations are going towards veterans. So the application process would ask for a military member ID, ask for honorable, dishonorable discharge, ask what they're asking for, like what is their financial crisis, and just ensure that they're asking for money for the right reasons.
How will you maintain the government regulations required around some of those questions?
That's a great question. So in my lifetime, I have interned at many places. I have never ran into a problem of government regulations before for asking certain questions, so I do not foresee that being a problem. The only problem I would see is maybe the military member ID, but we can also work around that. We have to just put a little bit of faith into people that they're doing this for the right reasons.
I love your optimism on that
Thank
one.
you.
Thank you so much. Excellent work. And I'm particularly impressed with the description of the problem set. It's a core driver, I think, in the adoption of your tool. And so I wanted to point that out as a strength. I also appreciated that when you're user testing, you cited the percentages of those who would use it and wouldn't use it. I think that adds a lot of credibility to your pitch and how you see this go-to-market actually playing out. Those are my comments. I didn't have a specific question, but thank you. Good job.
So your goal is to have 3 hospitals in 5 years?
Yes.
Is that right?
Partners, yes.
So is this, I mean, should this be like a targeted website like the Central Indiana? I mean, how?
So I would like to branch out from more than just Indiana. So the home health care providers are more of who I would like to partner with because they can offer actual pro bono work. The hospitals would be a little harder to ask for pro bono work, but they could offer like annual fundraising events for the website itself. So the 3 hospitals that I would like to partner with is basically just to add more fundraising benefits for the people that applied, and then maybe, of course, have that very few chances of pro bono work. But I would like to branch out farther than Indiana. This is kind of a trial basis to even see if the validation process even works out.
Have you charted kind of, at least in Indiana, I know we all hopefully know that the VAs are usually located pretty far away from some of the people that need services, and that's true even in rural services for hospitals or some other types. The hospitals don't have all services, but are you thinking, like, what services specifically are you looking for this to provide? Is it in the home health care space? Is it just for someone, one day staff kind of come in, a nurse, help, kind of what does that piece look like?
Yeah, so I have personal experiences with all of this. If we refer back to George Cantrell, my uncle, they would personally have a van that would transport him to whatever facilities he needed. I'm also working for the VA starting January. So hopefully we can change some policies and I can get a little bit better, some insight into this problem. The pro bono work would specialize with the home health care workers. That would be things like I have a cold or I just need you to pop in. Partnering with the hospitals would be a little bit more advanced, like a outpatient surgery or anything of the sort. I have an infection, whatever it may be. So the home health care workers are for more minor consistencies that they would need help with.
The IRS has different rules for donations being tax accepted, so just keep that in mind as you go through that application process. It's not easy, and they're really trying not to let everybody be a not-for-profit, so
yeah,
have somebody in your repertoire that can help you with that.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I would not bet against you. I think that the government is a worthy opponent, but I have faith in you that I think you can go make some changes.
I think you should have faith in me too.
So Peyton, hey, Miss Peyton, hello, Peyton Dilk, hello, hey. I was called, go back on stage. Yeah, I am. Yeah. First of all, I want my mic back. And then secondly, so when Brian Anderson was giving you that extra thing, Brian does a number of times dancing with the stars in this very auditorium. Brian usually is on this side of the stage. He's like the middle judge. And the feeling that I was getting, Brian, is that you were going to give her a 10. If she was dancing, I'd give her a 10. Right, so I wanted just to share that with you because Brian is not, he doesn't give numbers away. He's a tough judge, so I want you just to take that.
Oh, I knew I was a 10. It's good hearing it though.
Also, by the way, as a trustee, I get to vote on you for graduation in May. So I would just say, be nice to me in the future. I'm just saying.
Okay,
Yeah?
try to remember my name next time.
I'm gonna have a hard time. Jennifer, thank you. No, Peyton Dilk, everyone. Thank you so much. She was amazing. I'm gonna get my mic back. Peyton Dilk. No, it's over here. It's a union job. Thank you. Yeah, no. Congratulations. Thank you. It's just fun to see the creativity, but also to see, as the judge just mentioned, while the government is quite the challenge to do, but to see that someone is thinking beyond themselves, right? And that's what we do at Franklin, right? That's what we do as learners. And that's what our professors spark in us, the ability to think beyond ourselves, beyond our little bubble there at Franklin College, bigger than ourselves, because there's a world waiting for us to solve problems, and we are ready to do that. I think the amazing thing is, again, as I mentioned at the beginning of this program, when you go out and about and you walk in downtown Indy, or you go just around the state, and you meet a member of the
Franklin College Mafia. It's amazing because people are doing amazing work in all sorts of leadership roles. And so I hope that you get the chance when you are out and about to celebrate and take a selfie with that person. I often do that because I'm neurotic like that, but you don't have to be neurotic like myself. Celebrate who we are. We have an amazing family of graduates out there doing great work, not only in our own country, our own state, but around the world. So keep that in mind. We are now getting ready as we thank again our sponsors of this Cruise Tuesday. Thanks to them again for their generosity. Those of you in the auditorium, you got the QR code. Those of you at home, you got the QR code. You also have Facebook, you have the internet. You have all kinds of ways to donate. We thank you again for the investment. Now getting ready to enter the Shark Tank. Team number 5.
Hello, good evening everyone, and we'd like to personally thank the Sharks for coming out and listening to our pitch and our product. I am Jimmy Wolf. I am a junior business management major and also play for the baseball team here at Franklin College.
I am Brooke Stevens. I'm a sophomore at Franklin College, and I am studying finance and marketing, and I am not a part of any team at Franklin. My name is Jenna Loudon. I'm a sophomore at Franklin, and I am majoring in business marketing, and I'm on the women's basketball team.
My name is Kai Ross. I'm a sophomore in business management major, and I play football.
And we are NIL Central. As you can tell from our group members, there's a lot of credibility for our product as we have 3 student athletes and 4 people who are in the business program. Now, a lot of you guys in the stands might be asking, what are the 3 letters he's even describing on stage right now? I've never heard of NIL. It's a new thing that's came up in about the past 2 years, and NIL is a student athlete using their name, image, or likeness to promote a company or a product. And NIL Central will be the marketplace for college student athletes and businesses to come together and find the perfect match to strike an NIL deal. We will be targeting college student athletes that have lack of free time and businesses who have a lot of business to do and have lack of time to go search for these athletes.
Well, as you can already see and probably read, here's our problem. Our problem is that college athletes have a daunting schedule and have no time to work and make money. I myself have struggled with trying to find a job that fits with my class schedule and my basketball schedule because it does vary throughout the week. Our solution is to provide an app that connects college athletes to businesses that coordinate NIL deals. What will the app be like? The app will be the athlete will be able to design their own profile, including their sport, position, playtime, strengths, weaknesses, and videos. Athletes are able to apply to a company's NIL offerings. The company does not have to accept them. They are able to decline them. The company can also hand-pick the athlete they would like to represent their NIL deal.
Now, how did we find the market? How do we know there is a market? I went to Center Grove High School, local high school down in Greenwood, Indiana. So I know a lot of people around here and a lot of people who went off to play college sports all over. I was able to interview over 80 athletes from the D1 level all the way to the NAIA level. Now, these interviews went from as big a schools as Alabama University all the way to as small a schools as Franklin College and even smaller schools like Wabash College. We were able to survey over 100 athletes at all levels. And now, what did these results tell us? These results told us that 95% of the athletes answered that they have limited use of time to search for NIL deals. What this means is that they don't have the time to be able to go search all over the web, reach out to companies, and go and find themselves these deals. Instead, they are stuck with their heads in their books and their feet usually somewhere on campus, training in an athletic facility. While 92% of these athletes also claimed that they would hire a service, so they would hire us to be able to go and find these deals for them and give them access to these deals and companies. of the athletes, they were willing to part ways with some of the profits they obtained in order to get these deals. Competitive analysis. This took a lot of research. With NIL being fairly new and taking over the college athletic world, it was kind of hard to find, some big companies. The only thing we were able to find was the direct competitors of NILagency.com, which is located in Westlake, Ohio. Now, what they do is they just supply private agents for athletes. They don't really offer businesses the marketplace that we'd be able to offer them. They don't offer the database that we'll have for the athletes to be able to search for companies. Indirect competitors. Now, the NIL deal tracker tracks who has signed NIL deals with what businesses, so people don't get that mixed up. They're an indirect competitor. In conclusion, after hours of research, there are just no direct competitors in this market right now. This is a very open market, especially at the D2, D3, and NAIA area. D1 athletes are also available on the market, but they struggle a little bit less with funding due to scholarship opportunities. So the big target market would be at the smaller levels of D2, D3, and NAIA schools.
So the money. Basically, 88.64%, what that number is how much percentage of our annual revenue that covers. So 88.64% comes from commissions. So we're going to take a 20% off of every single deal that we make, and from the percentage you just saw, that's how many students were willing to part with that amount of money just to get the deal in general. So a fairly large percent are willing to part with 20%, which is a good number for us. And we're basing that we'd get $156,000 in our first year just from commissions alone. And the app would also be ad revenue because it's going to be ad supported. So whenever you're scrolling through all the different deals, you're just going to see like an ad pop up for a company, maybe local, and just whoever's willing to put ads. It might be sports companies, just whoever's willing. And we're expecting around $10,000 a year from that. And discount code revenue. So basically, like any company who partners with a different company like Adidas or Nike would probably be who we're looking at. They would give us a percentage of their commission that they make from the deal just based on the percentage that is taken off. So how it all breaks down, it's a little confusing, so I figured I'd explain it a little bit more. So D1 commissions, we're not expecting as many D1 athletes to be willing to participate or really need it. So we're expecting about $1,000 per average on each deal, which is basically just the average for NIL deals right now. And that's around $25 a month, $300 a year for the first year, which brings us to about $5,000 a month, and $60,000 a year is our average. For D2 and D3, it's less, D2 being $150 per deal and D3 being around $50 per deal, but that can vary. We wouldn't really accept anything less than $30 a deal, so it wouldn't really vary much for D3. But that brings us to a total of $156,000 a year, bringing us to a fairly decent number that we're expecting.
So for our marketing plan, it consists of using Huddle to stream advertisements. And if you don't know what Huddle is, it's a way that athletes can watch game film or even make their own highlight tapes. And we'll be using Twitter and Instagram for advertisements too. And then for our milestones and goals for year one, we will have an established user base, meaning that we will have an up and running website and we'll have athletes contacting us to find them deals. And we'll have a partnership with at least 10 universities and a partnership with Huddle. And we're hoping to have a following of 10,000 followers. And then from years 3 to 5, we'll have a partnership with at least 50 universities and an Instagram following of hopefully 50,000 plus.
So the ask. We're asking for $465,000 for a 10% stake in the company. It would be 41% to 42% would be for the software developer salary for 3 years, and 58% would be for the lawyer salaries to make up the contracts, which is how it would pretty much all be run, and the software developer throughout the years would just make sure the app's up to date. We would just keep one on the payroll the entire time, just to kind of watch over it all. And then the lawyer, of course, would, as more contracts keep being made, we would probably look into hiring more as the years go on. But we would start out with one, which would get $90,000 a year. Thank you.
So the 156,000 in revenue, that was after how many years? Year one?
That's it per year, yeah, for the first year.
Okay. Did you project out to what this would look like 3 to 5 years out?
We're expecting like 1.5% to 2, or not percent, 1.5 to 2 like exponential rate. So as our network grows, our revenue would grow as well.
So you guys have a two-sided marketplace, right? Athletes on one side, companies on the other.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of customer discovery on the athlete side. Did you do customer discovery on the company side?
So we opened a survey on our website that we had created. We weren't able to get the amount of responses we wanted, and we weren't able to reach out to as many companies as we'd hoped for in the small span of time that we had to get out there. Our main focus was to make sure that there was a market in the athlete part of the portion of the project, and then move towards the businesses once we were able to, get some market value, that there are enough athletes to support as many businesses out there.
Yeah, it's always a chicken and egg problem with two-sided marketplaces where you have to have substantial or critical mass on one side to be attractive to the other side. What was really impressive is that you have this marketplace which will generate value. I'm sure you'll be able to monetize that value based on the athlete demand. But I think also this idea of a service with the potential for a profit share, like that's really intriguing. You're going to be able to bootstrap this on the front end if you need to, if you can figure out where the demand is from the companies. So I'm eager to see if you guys carry this forward, what that looks like.
So kind of around similar questions website-wise, so how are you going to verify the user side? Pretty easy, but the company side, how are you going to verify those aren't agents just trying to find new clients?
Yeah, so on the company side, we would have to, they would have to submit, what their company is, and we would have to kind of work an approval system. So they would kind of submit on a questionnaire, and it'd pop up of their company, and we'd have to kind of do a little bit of digging to assure that their company actually exists. And more than likely, they're going to have an email or phone attached where we can be able to reach out to them to make sure this is the business, and it's not some agent kind of trying to come in and steal all of our deals.
Okay, and then just a quick question: how did you get to the 20%? You mentioned that that's what they were willing to pay, but have you done research in the market for where those deals normally have?
Yeah, so on one of our surveys, we pretty much gave different options of how much would you be willing to part with? And I think we went up to 50%, because beyond 50, it's really not any use. And so we kind of found a sweet spot around 15 to 25%, so we just went smack dab in the middle and did 20.
All right, but you didn't actually look at a royalty rate agreement search kind of to help you determine if that is an applicable or good starting point?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
And to add on to that, a lot of the deals that we were able to find, previous deals that had happened, and I did a lot of digging on other websites like NIL Tracker, where they're able to mention what companies sided with what athletes. A lot of the times, the money that was involved was kind of disclosed on how much the deal was actually made for, and so that was one of the struggles when trying to look at the base percentage was the deals that were already existed and already out there. We weren't able to see how much money was made in that transaction.
I don't necessarily have a question. This is new to me. I'm going to show my age again. But your presentation was really great, and you have me convinced that this is going to be a good thing. So, kudos.
Thank you.
Team 5. The thing would have been better if it was about Hanover, but we'll take Wabash, right?
I work with the Wabash guys, so.
I understand. Yeah, it's all good. No digs at all. I think we find that we have a good rivalry with all of our fellow institutions around the state. We all produce amazing graduates, and we just happen to be better. No, I'm kidding. Well, we are. It's a good thing. The Shark Tank Showcase continues. That's a QR code. We hope that you are able to take a nice picture of that with your smartphone, whether you're in the auditorium or at home, and make a donation, make that investment. We thank you a great deal. We are now anticipating team number 6 to bring it home as the Shark Tank Showcase continues. Team number 6 now taking the stage. It's one person, like Peyton Dilk. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
So, because you're like, I want to be equal, right? I don't want to show Peyton any kind of favoritism. She's graduating. You're not graduating yet.
Not yet.
Is it Naib?
Najib.
Najib?
Yes, sir.
Last name, Najib? Afani. Go back out there, let me introduce you again. Because, I want to make sure, I don't want Peyton to feel a certain way, like I'm the only one who he introduced 18 times because he couldn't get my name right. Is it Najib? Peyton, is it Najib? No, what is it?
Robert.
Shut up. Please welcome to the Shark Tank, team number 6. Come on out, come on. Najib Afani. I'm gonna vote. I'm not allowed to vote, but tequila, I'm in. I mean, who doesn't want tequila at 6:42 in the evening?
It's past 6.
Right, as long as you're over 21.
Of course.
Okay, thank you. Take it away.
Alright, so, like I said, my name is Najib Afani, and I am the founder of Casa 124, or Casa 124, tequila.
Wait a minute, I don't mean to interrupt you. Love the Spanish already. You're in. I mean, like, please welcome. No, I'm kidding. Take it away. Adelante, por favor.
Gracias. So a little bit about myself, a little bit of background. So I'm an international student from Mexico. I love to travel. I love art. I'm really passionate about art, and like my business, I love tequila. And I don't just love it because like it's alcoholic. Yeah, that's cool. But like I like the community around tequila, around the liquor. So for me, this is more like a passion project, and so what tequila means to me and what art means to me is a community, and that's kind of what I want to bring, because I mean, in my experience, coming from Mexico, tequila is like the national drink. Every family gathering, every time you meet with friends, there's always a bottle of tequila in the middle, and that's where you have some of the best conversations. You're with your family, you're with your friends, you're having fun. So I kind of want to bring that and keep that at the core of this business. So what inspired me to do this? So this right here is a bottle of mezcal that I have in my house, and the beads, those are like huichol style. So huichol is a kind of like a group of people that live in Mexico, and what they live in like the northwestern side of Mexico, and they're very known for their art, and it's like this very vibrant and colorful beads. And well, so with this, what this inspired me to do is like every time somebody will come to my house and like they see the bar, that's always the first bottle they point out. They're like, oh, that's so cool. Like, what is it? Like, can we have some of that? Like, that's awesome. So, great conversation starter. Like, just kind of like easy, makes it easy to like be there. And so this right here, that is an app called Steam. It's a clothing app. But what I like about that app is that you create a community around it. So once you download the app, you are signed up and you get invites to certain events, like just for that community. So they build a community within the app. Some of the events they had were like customizing t-shirts. So they were based in New York City, and kind of like what they did was like, they sent like the address, and it's like, just bring a blank, just come here, we provide a blank t-shirt, like markers, everything, and like, it's just a great way to like make a community around, in that case, like clothing and art and creativity. So that's kind of what I want to do. And this right here in the middle is just a sculpture that I really like. The balloon sculptures by an artist named John Kuhn. And so this is just kind of like that balloon dog with that ritual style. And that's kind of what I want the bottle of tequila to look like. So this is kind of like what I'm hoping for in the bottle. So I don't want it to look like every other bottle of liquor or tequila. So, like I said, what I want to do is bring something different to the tequila and liquor market, and I want to create a bottle that's a conversation starter, a bottle that you can keep in your house even after you finish it. Instead of throwing it away, you can just keep it around just because, I mean, it's a nice sculpture, it looks nice, and it's got a great story behind it. It's like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, can you believe that's a bottle of tequila? Wow, that's awesome. And so this right here is just a screenshot of the website that is up right now, and these are the two that are available for like pre-order. So as you can see, this right here is one of them, and that would be like a ritual style inspired kind of bottle. So kind of my market summary. So my market is people that are 21 and over here in the US, and people that are 18 and over all over the world. I'm looking for kind of like a higher status market. So the price of the bottle will be around $140 for this one, and around $800 for the other one. So kind of like young adults within like mid to high socioeconomic status. So little market opportunity. So tequila is the most consumed spirit in Mexico, and the fastest growing spirit consumed in America. And as we've seen in the last couple of years, we have celebrities like The Rock, Kendall Jenner, just a lot of celebrities that are getting into the tequila market. So there's a very big opportunity there. And like I said, our price for this one would be around $140, and this is just kind of like our competitors. So Clase Azul, their tequila range from like 100 to 150, and Don Julio 1942 is around 150 to $200. So opportunities, like I said, there's a big market and it's growing exponentially here in the US for tequila, and I mean there's a big market in Mexico already, as it is the most consumed spirit there. So like I said in the beginning with SEAM, so how they create a community. So what I want to do is, when you buy a bottle of Casa 124, in the box will be a code. So you insert that code into the website or an app, and you will get invites to certain events. So my idea is to create a community within the brand and people that think alike. So some of those would be like a mixology class, tequila tastings, private parties like art galleries, something that will bring people together and will keep the brand relevant, but also create a good community and like a family within the tequila. And I mean, if we see success with tequila, we can expand and maybe tap into the whiskey market here in the US, or vodka, just more spirits, and then just kind of like range from that. So this is just a screenshot of the website right now. It's up and running, and so right now, that was as of yesterday, I had 190 unique visitors, and 85 of those were in the US, 24 in Mexico. Last time I checked today, it was at 180 visitors, and so we had 19 pre-orders, 15 were for this, and 4 were for the other one, for the Huichol style. Those numbers have gone up today, so we were on like 30 pre-orders, and I had one inquiry of somebody asking me like, when will this be available? And okay, so now we get down to the good part. So the financials. So during class we did kind of like an estimate of what we needed and like how much we'll make with like our service at General Market, all those things. So our annual expenses, it has like 20 million, and our annual revenue, if we're being pessimistic, would be at around 50 million. Our average would be a little over 100 million. And I mean, if everything goes right, like everything's perfect, it would be a little over 150 million. So here's a little breakdown of just like the expenses. There are a couple that I kind of like thought of later, but so just for like the cost of making the bottles and the tequila itself, it's around like 2.5 million. Marketing and events, again, like around 2 million, 2.5. Insurance, travel, and salaries, all those numbers that are on the screen. And like I said, if we're being a little kind of like pessimistic or just to start out, we're looking at a little 50 million in revenue for the first year. My ask, I'm asking for 20 million to cover 2 years of expenses for 10% of the company. Thank you. And there's the website if you want to pre-order some.
I'm extremely impressed. That's awesome. 3 coolest bottles I have in my bar are all tequila bottles I bought in Mexico, so it's awesome. You did a lot of work on this. I think it's awesome. I don't know that I have a question other than I might have to stop over at the Willard on my way home now. But good job.
Thank you.
It is a great market to get into. Everyone knows it's exploding, as you mentioned. I just had a question on your marketing expense. What part? So you have $1 million if you have 50 million in revenue, and you mentioned sort of maybe endorsements. So obviously that number is probably significantly lower if you're going to do endorsements.
Yeah, so kind of like for endorsements, I'm kind of thinking more like influencers in kind of like the creative or like art and music kind of aspects. So just to mention, I don't know, like Lucas Abad, he's a like model, but he has a lot of different things. For example, like the Kardashians, like people like that caliber that would like bring the spotlight into this, because I really think it has the potential to kind of like bring a lot of people together.
Yes, indeed. But that cost definitely goes up significantly.
Yeah.
The 1% of your commissions and all those fun things.
Yeah.
On the art, I'm curious to know, how will you source additional bottles for sculpture pieces?
So kind of what I'm thinking is, so as you saw that bottle that was kind of like with Chol inspired, have around like 500 just like limited edition every year, and just kind of like change that every year so there's something new, and then just keep one consistent bottle, but also, like I said, like it's boring that all the liquor bottles look the same, like it's the same structure. So maybe like every 5 to 10 years, like change the complete image of the bottle while still keeping the box the same, so like the customer knows kind of like what they're looking for.
I don't necessarily have a question, but it's very cool and makes me want to buy one just to.
Would you need to find a tequila maker to partner with to fill these bottles?
Yes, so tequila, its name comes from the region that it's produced, so it's only produced in Tequila, Jalisco, that's in Mexico. And I actually have some family that's in the tequila business, so I think I could get that kind of like arranged certainly easy.
And in terms of the manufacturing of the bottles, I'm going to piggyback on the earlier question. Are you able to create these bottles through working with students or local artists? Do you already have like a group that you can work work with to create some prototype bottles just to test out. I mean, that's amazing. You already have pre-orders. What a phenomenal way to test it out.
Yeah, so with the ask, so I would hire some designers to. So this is just a sculpture. I was trying to kind of like break it a little to put some tequila in here, but I want some like designers and engineers to like actually help me make this sculpture like an actual bottle that you can like have tequila in there.
Yo tengo una pregunta. Este producto puede ser internacional, ¿no?
Sí, claro.
The question was this product, for the subtitles in the audience, this product could also be international, right?
Yeah, so right now.
En español, por favor.
Sí, ahorita nada más está en línea y yo creo que eso es algo padrísimo porque estando en línea puedes acceder a todo el mundo. Entonces tienes Estados Unidos, tienes México, pero no sé, por ejemplo, alguien en España lo vio y le gustó, lo puede pedir por internet. Entonces, sí, just a little translation. So with it being online, I mean, you can be, my main target is the US and Mexico, but I mean, you can be all across the world and just look at the website and be like, oh, this is super cool, so you can just order it directly from the website.
Otra pregunta, ¿por qué la materia no fue en español también? The question is, obviously tequila is a product sold widely in Mexico's many states. It is a product, of course, that's internationally known, but why wasn't the website also in Spanish to attract the 21 speaking Spanish-speaking countries that would already love to drink tequila? En español, por favor.
El website lo hice hace 3 días, entonces no he tenido tiempo de traducirlo porque tenía que estar en inglés para esta presentación, pero en el futuro
So shut up, thank you, Najib. Thank you, everyone for So I had no idea that he was going to do the whole Spanish thing, and I only did the Spanish thing not to be that guy, but again to show us that we live in a global community, and at Franklin we have that, right? And so it's important to be able to speak business, to speak biology, to speak journalism, to speak all those things, but the bigger thing is to be able to speak and to collaborate and to communicate in whatever language it takes, because as we figure this out already, because of social media in particular, we live in a very small, itty-bitty world. And though people may speak different languages, the values we share the same. We all want better for our families, we all want to do well, we all want to eat, we all want to wake up the next morning. And so I just want to appreciate that young man. I kind of use them as my foil just to get that point across, that as these teams did an amazing job tonight of finding different things for different reasons, that they all came with heart and passion. That's what it takes. And we all understand that. That is an international language. You will find that wherever you travel, and when you get to travel, you will find that people have dreams. They just want to do well. And you guys showed us that tonight. As you step forward, a little nervous, right? After working all these weeks, trying to impress your professor and these amazing judges here, you did fantastic. Can we give all of our teams a round of applause? They did great. Those that pay the bills, as always, here at the Shark Tank, Miller Transportation, Elwood Staffing, Franklin Insurance Agency, Indiana Members Credit Union, Bischoff Wealth Management, and Timberland Lumber Company. Professor, I want you to come on down as you bring up the QR code that will help us pick, for those of you in this room now, you get the people's choice. So this is the QR code that will determine among our 16 teams who the people want. So while you do that, Professor, you're gonna come on down really quick. You're kind of moving kind of slow. You're not that old. Let's go, sir. Come on. A little faster. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. So there's your QR code for those of you in the auditorium here at the historic Artcraft Theater. We want to thank the Artcraft Theater that this year celebrated its 100th anniversary in our community. It is a cornerstone of not only economics but culture. So we want to thank all the folks that make this beautiful theater do their thing. Professor, just want to get your observation while folks are voting. They're resting, they're trying to figure out, daggone it, this is a long night. What did you think? Now you saw them actually do their thing.
So this is the culmination, as you've said, of roughly 16 weeks.
Get closer because the iPad's over here. They want to see you at home.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they do.
Come on. There you go. No, don't block me. Just move over. There you go. Right there. There's the thing. There you go.
Can I stand here?
You can stand right there.
Side by side. Can we do this together?
This is yes.
Okay.
There you go.
So, this is the culmination of 16 weeks of really hard work, and you heard in their stories the number of times that they had to pivot or to try something new or to revalidate an assumption that they had, and that's part of what we are working toward with the development of the entrepreneurial skill set. That is not just, I want to run out with an idea and say, like, put my stake in the ground and say, this is how it's going to be. It's the adaptation, it's the problem solving, it's the creativity that goes into all of that. And you got to see that on display. So whether or not the students choose to continue on with their projects, and I really hope that they do, the skills that they've picked up, the experiences, like this is what we're working toward. And it's a great celebration too of the work that student athletes do off the playfield, off of the court. That there is an equal amount of effort that goes into the classroom work too.
Yeah, the one thing we learned through sports, even if you're not in sports, right, you don't do this alone. So you don't have to be on a sports team to understand that whatever you do, whatever profession you may choose to do, there's always someone else that's either doing the audio, the video. There's always support staff. There's always someone who's going to help you reach that end point. So I want to thank you for leading the team tonight. I want to thank our judges. Are you going to tell me who the winner is yet, or do you need to tell us?
I need to go back to my remote, so I have to put the microphone down.
You should walk faster than you did walking. So
I will do my best.
You sprint like an Olympian. You run up there. I want to thank our judges tonight. Again, thank Angela Coy, class of 97. Thank you, Ms. Angela. Brian Epperson, class of 93. Rochelle Swain, class of 2002. And Julie Heath, thank you for being with us tonight. Can we give all the judges a round of applause, please? Thank you.
And the reveal.
We're going to reveal. Okay, so hold on. Oh, here we go. So the people's choice is NIL Central. Yeah. Congratulations. Then Tequila. Then Helping Warriors, my friend Peyton. Then Grismart, Career Finder, and Superhuman Athlete. Thank you all for participating. But listen, we're not done yet. Of course, the judges will share their sheets with you. I want to make sure that you're on the news on Thursday morning. So we're going to tape something right now, okay? So you're going to get closer together. Yeah, like. Does your hair look good? Fabio? Yes. Yes. Okay. But I got to see all of you. Okay, so photographer, well, first, come here. We're going to do something else. I got to tell you about something. Yeah, you guys, tell you what, why don't you get around the judges? That'd be better. Get around the judges. Yeah, because they'll be a part of it too. Just get around the judges. So, Professor, get in there. Dana, come on down. You did all this work. The entire development team. Come on, Dana. If you're an FC person, just get around the table. I need you tighter. Can we get the lights even higher in this room, please? Is that possible? Can we? We cannot. This is what happens when you drink tequila and you wake up, right? Okay, so this is for the college's, magazine or whatever. So just, ready, Mr. Photographer? Just look this way.
Oh.
Here we go, ready?
Wait, are we looking at you?
Look at me. Then we're gonna tape some. We're gonna tape some. Act some, right, oh, hey, right, here we go, ready? One more time.
Oh.
Yeah, like hi, let's do like a commercial. Here we go. Ready? Tequila! Hey! Now, do not move. So those of you now in the auditorium, that's you. Squeeze it together. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and you're going to say simply, "Good morning, Indiana." Okay? Now, right? And this will air on the news. What's that? You're from Ohio? You suck. That's okay. That's okay. All right. But you said Ohio. You said you suck. Okay. Now here, focus. So I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1. You're gonna say with energy and enthusiasm, right? "Good morning, Indiana." Then you're gonna clap, right? Because you don't want to look like you suck on television, right? So I need you. So "Good morning, Indiana." You're gonna do this, right? Watch. Yeah. But 10 seconds after you say "good morning," because we want people to think like you're awake, you're interesting, you're viable. You could use a boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever it is, whatever combination of people you like. I don't care. But you want someone to be like, "Damn, I need to call that person," right? So you don't want to do this. Right? Okay, so you want to open up another button, sir? You do what you gotta do. I don't know. You strike me as that person. Yeah. All right, turn it up here.
He's getting elevation from the stage. He will shoot down.
All right, we do this thing. Right, got it? All right, got everybody here, so you know what you got. 3, 2, 1, "Good morning, Indiana." You'll clap, you'll holler, you'll hoop, whatever you want, for 10 seconds after that.
You too, in the back.
Look engaged, all right? Ready? Folks, you want, come join us. Get behind them. Come on. Otherwise you're going to look crazy back there like you're picking your nose. Come on down. You could just stand behind them, you know.
Can I just be like crazy?
This is for your extra credit, guys.
Come on, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Be behind. You don't want to see us. Be behind them. Come on, sir. Ladies, come on. Behind. Yeah. Perfect. All right, ready? They're leaving. They're staying. They're not sure. What the hell is happening here? He's gonna sit. He's like, "I'm not doing that." All right, are you guys ready? Squeeze on in to get the ends. 3, 2, 1. "Good morning, Indiana." You're gonna clap like hell. 10 seconds. Show me some energy, and I'll see you Thursday morning. Okay, I will tweet it out. You don't have to be up at 6 a.m. That's early. I know, right? Right. It's okay. They pay me to be up. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, Indiana!
Tonight, we thank you. For those of you who are graduating, like Peyton, congratulations. I look forward to seeing you in May. For those of you just embarking on your career at Franklin, on behalf of the entire alumni, the trustees, and the staff, all the best to you. We wish all the very best. Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah. If you don't celebrate it, that's fine with me. I don't care. Have a safe holiday. We look forward to seeing you back in January. So thank you and good night.